So Goku and Vegeta have been defeated again. Welcome back to the channel here, people. Sanjay Uchiha. Of course, who else would you expect at this point? I don't know why I keep saying that, but But anyway, what's going on? I hope everyone's having a great day, as you can tell by the video title. And as I had promised in that previous video, today we'll be covering Dragon Ball Super Manga chapter 46, and it feels good to be covering the Dragon Ball Super Manga once again on a monthly basis. Hope you guys join me for the ride. Of course, be sure to rate, comment, subscribe. I do Boruto content, Dragon Ball content, and of course, One Punch Man season 2 is coming up, so I'll definitely be covering that, so look out for that. Even though I should get back into the manga for One Punch Man, so But anyway, chapter 46 of Dragon Ball Super. Now, my initial impressions coming off the chapter was definitely a very solid chapter. Definitely very solid. Did a decent job in emphasizing the threat that Moro, this arc's villain, is the Goat Man himself, the greatest of all time, probably. But But yeah, definitely a solid chapter in my opinion, but only one small flaw, or it could just be me nitpicking when I think about it. But once I get there, we'll talk more on that. But anyway, let's start from the beginning. So we continue from chapter 45, where Moro had started to toss around Vegeta. We quickly see Goku join the battle to no avail, considering what we've been told about Moro's abilities in chapters 44 and 45. Goku too has been drained of a lot of his life energy and can no longer transform into a Super Saiyan, any of the variants, as a matter of fact. So yeah, so the first half of this chapter, as you would expect given the circumstances, goes by pretty fast as Moro makes short work of both Goku and Vegeta, because as I said before, Moro in the previous chapters, if you've read them, is pretty already comparable to Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, so he makes short work of them in their base. Now, it's interesting to note that Goku is drained to the point that he can't even use instant transmission to escape, and I mean, the idea or the consideration of Goku to even escape at this point, considering the pride of these Saiyans, speaks wonders. Honestly, it speaks to the threat that Moro presents, and I absolutely love it, because it's a case where, as I said, with the exception of the Future Trunks or Goku Black arc, we haven't had a real arc where the stakes felt really dire. And I know we have the whole End of Z syndrome, that, and taking that into consideration, knowing that everyone's going to be alright by the end, but where Super's concerned within this kind of self-contained 10-year time skip, this is probably the second arc where things have felt this dire, and I love it. It's pretty engaging, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, yeah, so the first half of this chapter ends with Moro draining Goku and Vegeta most of their life energy, and Moro I stated in my expectations video that I expected Goku and Vegeta to escape some other way and not by Moro leaving them for dead, and that's what happens this chapter. Moro basically states that those drained of their energy will eventually wither away, so they have no concern to him anymore, and he points out that they were no threat to him from the beginning anyway. So I guess a little overconfidence there. Of course, I'm pretty sure this is gonna come back and bite more in the ass somewhere, somehow. But anyway, so we end the first half of the chapter with that, and in the second half we transition to Earth with Bulma, and we find out it's actually been a week since Goku and Vegeta left, and it's through the dialogue from Bulma to Jaco back to Goku and Vegeta, because by the end of the first half, the elder Namekian and the Namekian boy that Vegeta saved actually came back to save them and heal them, so saving their life, of course. And we learn from Goku and Vegeta in the second half of the chapter that it's actually been 3 days. They've been sleeping for 3 days since since they fought Moro, so that's interesting. And this kind of leads me into the problem I actually have with the chapter, and it's this: the fact that a character of Moro's level of power, honestly, you'd expect him to be able to gather the Dragon Balls in one day. So that's the thing now, because we see him going around to the villages, torturing the Namekians, trying to get the Dragon Balls, and with his level of power, you'd expect him to get it in one day. So it kind of feels kind of contrived that he's taking this long. I mean, you could probably make an excuse that he's, you know, he enjoys destruction and carnage and all that, and he's just taking his time and all that, and it's probably just, you know, the plot and the writing just to, you know, raise the stakes and the tension and showcase his, you know, more of his character more in terms of him torturing. But I don't know, it just felt a bit out of place for him to be taking that long. But that's my small gripe with the chapter. That aside, we do see a return of Namekian fusion, Namekian assimilation, just like what we have with Piccolo merging with Neil and Piccolo merging with Kami. And you know, the Namekians point out that their savior is gonna come and save the day. And we have these about 6 or 7 Namekians fusing into one. But the chapter ends with Moro just easily running his hands through his one, well, I believe it was left hand, but yeah, you get the point, through his stomach, and yeah, the Namekian basically dies essentially, and that's where the chapter ends. Of course, no one really expected that this Namekian would just come out of nowhere and save the day against Moro. I'm pretty sure Moro was draining his energy too on his way there, so it is what it is. But anyway, that's where the chapter ends, and I must say it was a pretty solid chapter. Went by really quickly, but I love the emphasis on the threat that Moro is. It really helps to solidify him as the big bad of this arc, as a big bad that won't become Goku and Vegeta's ally or, you know, friendly acquaintance by the end of it. Something that really pulls you in, and I can see persons being really interested in this arc when and if Dragon Ball Super comes back, and if they adapt the manga directly, or if they do their own take from Toriyama's original script, if there's an original script for this, or original outline rather, for this arc. So it's gonna be interesting, and I must say it would be good if Super could get a later time slot, you know, just you know, so certain things can be shown, more blood, more gore. Hopefully that would be good. But I guess it is what it is. We'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. But yeah, that aside, Majin Buu is actually awake in the chapter as well, and of course Buu is going to have to factor into this, because you know, looking back on past interviews, fans have had they've made decisions with fans in mind, so basically fan service. And Majin Buu is one of those characters that a lot of people have been wanting to actually do something useful and have some spotlight ever since the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament. And the fact that Buu didn't participate like he should have in the Tournament of Power, I'm pretty sure persons want him to play a major role in this arc. So I'm hoping with him being awake, we get some more solid planning in the plan to make a counterattack against Moro somehow. I don't know, with the Grand Supreme Cry being in Buu for over like 10 million years probably. I don't know if they'll be able to extract him somehow, or probably somehow like look into Buu's memories or something of the sorts. But I guess it is what it is, people. Dragon Ball Super Manga Chapter 46, I definitely recommend reading it. I definitely recommend getting into this new arc. It's definitely good so far. But let's see how long that lasts, because you know, it's Dragon Ball Super, but rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. I'll more likely do a number of discussion videos and some little subtopics here and there of the chapter, of course. So I'll see you guys in the Boruto Manga Chapter 33 review. So that should be an interesting one in itself. Sanjay Uchiha, and I'll see you in the next one, guys.